Hi everyone, welcome to my little vlog. So here before us, I'm going to finish off the waistcoat and I'm going to show you little glimpses into how a real bespoke tailored waistcoat is being made. And I offer this on my one-to-one courses. Next year I'll be launching an online course on how to make these beautiful waistcoats and trousers. Anyway, before us I've just got a hold from a beautiful company called Bernstein and Banleys. They're in England and they sell the top of the range fabric linings, and I've got a beautiful jacquard tangerine orange lining. It's very silky, satin style, and it's made from the cotton plant. Really beautiful. So there we have that, and that's going to be on the back of the waistcoat. It's going to be on the inside. So I'm going to just cut the inside of the lining now as we speak. So I'm not going to show you all the tricks of the trade, because I'm going to show you how to cut linings and cut everything on my actual course. I'm just going to get the linings out. So everything is cut. Once you've had the fittings and you recut the waistcoat, everything is cut from the actual waistcoat front. So I'm just going to put this here. And I'm going to put this facing. So I've cut the facing out from the template of the waistcoat. I'm just going to put this down here now. Just get this side. I don't want to be really wasting any of this lining because it's very expensive lining. It's not cheap lining. So I'm trying to economise on everything. And that should be fine, I think, there. That should be okay. So you just make sure you've got things down. Everything's nice. Nice and flat. You get that. And then what we do here now, place my waistcoat on top, and then I'm going to actually just chalk mark around here. So this is how I do things here. So I'll explain more how I do things when you come on my course. So now what I'm going to do here now is, literally I'm just going to cut around here. So, and I always leave, I've got my blunt scissors again. I need to go to my friend's shop and get those sharpened. So I always leave a little extra. Because you always trim that off afterwards. So I always leave a little extra around the armhole, and that'll be trimmed off after the excess. And I'll do the same on this side as well. So down the side seam, you can leave a little extra as well. Yeah. And I'll leave a little extra at the bottom, because I always leave a little extra of the facing at the top, the facing at the bottom. So I always trim that off afterwards. So now that's going to come down a little extra, because I always put a pleat on the lining. So I always put a pleat, so I leave a little extra for that. And then that'll be that sorted there, you can see. And I don't put usually, so I always put a pleat across. I never put a dart on the lining. A lot of tailors do, I don't. I do a very traditional way. I pleat it over, and that gives extra room when they're moving. So that's pretty much cut out now. And then what I do is, I'll just quickly chalk around. I've got my chalk. I should have my chalk somewhere. And what I do on the edge, because it's going to be attached to the facing. So I'm just going to just chalk mark around where the facing is here. The facing. And then I can see it there. Then I'm just going to do 2 seams. So I always put 2 centimetre seams. So I will just put about 2 centimetres roughly. I usually will judge it by my eye, which I'm going to do. But for you, I'm just showing you. So I put 2 seams past that facing. And then that will give me plenty to sew. So once you develop your skills, you will use your judgment. You don't really need to use the tape measure so often. And there we have it. and that is my lining for the inside. So I've cut my facing out, you can see. So now my facing has been cut out from the template of the waistcoat. So that will be my facing, and I'll stitch my lining to the facing first. You can see that, and then I'll add a little pleat here, usually roughly about around where the waist is. I'll put maybe about 3/4 of an inch pleat. That's why I always allow a little extra on the bottom, and that's how it's going to finish. So I'm going to cut the back out now, and then I'll show you the next stage, where the next stage will be. I'm going to quickly show you here quickly now before I leave you in peace, everyone. I'm going to put some binding strips and straight grain strips of lining to stabilise the edge here, but you should always do that after you recut the front. So once you've had the fitting with the customer, the client, recut the front, then you cut everything else out afterwards. So on that note, everyone, I will see you very shortly, and ciao for now.